Ja, servus, willkommen zurück. Wir haben einen Tag Verzug, das ist jetzt natürlich nicht so toll. Und ich habe gesehen, bevor ich das Vulja-Ending beginnen kann, muss ich erstmal das Semyon gute Ende hinbekommen. Und ich habe gedacht, ja komm, machen wir das schnell. Meines Wissens nach ist das gar nicht mal so viel. Das sind eigentlich zwei, drei simple Dinge. Erstmal müssen wir hier durch. Ja. Dann bleiben wir einfach, ne? Wir folgen nicht der Stimme. Und ich überspringe mal bis zum relevanten Punkt. Oh! Oh! Noch 10 Minuten! Oh! Und ich hab das... Ich bin mit mit Alyssa durch die Mine. Und hab vergessen, wie gruselig ich ihren Blick finde, wenn sie sich gruselt. Ja. Oh, war das schrecklich. So, wir bleiben jetzt einfach sitzen, ne? Wir machen gar nicht viel, wir bleiben einfach sitzen. Und wir bleiben einfach weiter sitzen. I guess it's enough for me for today. I sat in my previous place and waited for the end of hike patiently. Da fehlt ein D, oder? Almost physically able to feel the looks the camp leader aimed at me. At least she stood up and declared, "And now let's play cities." I had nothing against the game itself, but it was obvious that the hike will take longer because of it. Pioneers sat around the fire. I noticed Len and Alyssa, who took their places on a trunk opposite of me. Na sowas, was geht denn da jetzt ab? Was ist denn Cities, Alter? Ist das sowas wie Stadt, Land, Fluss oder wie kann ich mir das vorstellen? Cities? Kenne ich nicht. It seems that everything is alright. Just a few minutes ago, I would thought the opposite while looking at their quarrel. But anything is possible. I would really like to know what they were talking about, but it's impossible now, and I could feel tiredness growing in me more and more. My mind was completely blank. To be precise, my head was so heavy that there was no place in it for ideas to unfold. While my better... Sorry, ich muss gerade an ein Video denken, was ich gerade angeschaut habe. Oh, so eine Doku über Soldaten und dann war da so ein Typ, keine Ahnung, das war in Afghanistan oder so, so ein Typ in der Schubkarre. Einfach so von Klamotten und was weiß ich, alles so komplett überhäuft, das sah aber nur das Gesicht von dem. Das sah so witzig aus. Na gut, auf jeden Fall. While in my better times my brain appeared to be a wide highway with millions of thoughts running by, chasing one another and causing major crashes, now it was more like a footpath lost in the woods which is used rarely and only in exceptional cases. Slavia didn't come back. Maybe she had something to do. But once again, there's no way to find out now. Okay, let's start. Moscow. Pioneers started to name cities. Finally, it was my turn. Also benennt einfach nur Städte nach Buchstabenreihenfolge oder? I try to listen closely to catch the first letter of the city I'll have to use. Was ein Spaß, Alter. Also das Ende, der letzte Buchstabe von der genannten Stadt, daraus ist dann die nächste Stadt. Ja, das ist ja easy eigentlich. Warte mal, Stuttgart. Welche deutsche Stadt fängt denn mit T an? Trier. Ha, Trier, Reutling, ha, Nürting, egal. I tried to listen closer to catch the first letter of the city I'll have to use. Arkhangelsk. Ja gut, warum auch nicht. We played several rounds. Each new city name made it harder to remember everything that was mentioned before. My attention was dissipating and I was already lost in all these capitals, megalopolis, villages and urban settlements. Semyon, it's your turn! Olga brought me back to reality. Oh, excuse me, and what was the last one? You're daydreaming again. It was Sevastopol. Okay, then I'll say London. Already used. Well then, Leningrad. It got me thinking. Warte mal, doch. There were tons of cities in the world starting with L, but it was hard to remember even one of them now. Liverpool? Already there. Los Angeles? Ah, finally. She gave me a scornful look, but the game went on. Sag mal, der hat doch hier gerade Namen von Städten genannt, die als nächstes hier auf der russischen Kalten Kriegs Invasionsliste stand. Ja. I could hardly bear to think of another city starting with L, but fortunately it was the last round. Okay, that's enough for today. It's already late. Time to go back. I sighed with relief. On our way back we walked as we liked without joining in pairs. We walked as we liked. Oh. Okay. Night descended upon the camp. A perfectly regular and normal night. It was one of those nights when dark skies, stars and even crescent moons don't cause any special feelings, and the chirping of crickets and the song of the night birds seem more like routine walk noises than a nocturnal chorus. In a few minutes all the pioneers were lining up in the square. In the square? Ja, doch, passt. It was quite late already, and fatigue took its toll, so our lineup wasn't perfectly aligned. It looked to me more like a line of Vikings after a successful battle where the warriors are happy and smiling, anticipating their return to their families, rather than thinking about maintaining correct formation. But someone else could possibly see a completely defeated troop, or a bunch of survivors who have to march to their homeland with the last of their strength. Thanks everyone, and now go to sleep, it's late already. Pioneers quickly each ran their own ways, and I was left together with the camp leader. And we should go too. We went in complete silence to Olga's cabin. Okay, let's sleep. Sag mal, willst du mir alles vorsagen? Los, lass uns gehen. Los, jetzt wird geschlafen. Ja, ich kann mir denken, was die nächsten Schritte sind. She said, turning off the light. I was tossing and turning for quite a while, recalling all the events of the day. On the one hand, I was overcome with fatigue. On the other hand, I couldn't shake the feeling that I would have forgotten something, done something wrong, said something wrong. And this feeling of incompleteness was tormenting me. It was about 2 a.m. All bad things will end sooner or later. Or at least we'll take a break. I fell asleep. Das kann man sich denken, wenn der Bildschirm schwarz wird. Ja. Tag 6. Keine Route. Nichts. Oops. I don't know what time it was when Olga woke me up, but even before opening my eyes I felt the imminence of death. My whole body ached, I felt dizzy, my mind was clouded by haze. Semyon, wake up immediately! Or you'll miss breakfast and more importantly the lineup. Looks like the camp leader intends to exploit me to the fullest today, the same as any other day. I garbled something, covered my head with the blanket and turned to the wall. In the end, Olga's anger will never go beyond words. At least I really wanted to believe so then. Stand upright now or what? I was going to say triumphantly, but kept silent. Not because of fear, but because I felt too lazy to open my mouth. Really, what could she do to me? Lecture me at the lineup, hang my photo on the wall of shame, or use me for inhuman alien experiments? Ich hätte nichts dagegen, Olgas persönlicher Sexsklave zu sein. Wäre bestimmt ganz witzig. Well, I'm ready for the two. Just let me sleep a couple of hours. Okay, but if you missed the lineup... The door slammed behind the camp leader and the sleep which had been about to fade claiming my mind again. I woke up dazzled by sunlight. It was 1 PM according to my cell phone, which was squeezing the last drops of charge out of its battery. Strangely enough, my body didn't ache, my head felt clear, and all in all, it was a good beginning to the day. After waving my arms, pretending to do early exercises, I sprang out of the cabin and headed to washstands. Ugh. Yeah, I slept through breakfast, but well, we will be served lunch soon, so I shouldn't worry that... Oh, meine Augen. So I shouldn't worry that I'll have to stay hungry like I did yesterday. Oh fuck, dude. Was ist das für Spasti? Along the way I met a pioneer whose face somehow looked strangely familiar. Das sind wir, ne? Also auf den Schock trinke ich jetzt erstmal ein, also natürlich nur Sprudel, aber ne? But I was going so fast I couldn't really see him, and when I turned around he was already gone around the corner. There was nobody near the washstands. Everyone is probably busy with Olga's tasks and God knows what else. I quickly brushed my teeth, washed my face, and was already going to leave when I suddenly heard the sound of water flowing from the opposite tap. A pioneer leaned against the washstand over there. I couldn't see his face, but judging by his figure, he looked like the one I saw a couple of minutes ago. How are you doing? The sun's so bright today. I looked up into the sky, shielding my eyes with my palm. Yeah, nothing special. It wasn't easy to get a better look at the pioneer, given the way he stood. The bright sunlight that reflected from the water and shiny metal surfaces of the washstands heavily obscured his face, and I wasn't able to distinguish any single feature. The cavalier is angry today, so angry. His voice sounded painfully familiar too. Well, she's always like that. Well, you will know better, yeah? I try to remember. I try to remember if I've ever heard this voice or seen this pioneer before. Well, see ya. He turned the water off and quickly marched towards the forest path. For a second I thought of following him, stopping him, but I quickly fought it off as I decided that it's not worth spoiling such a great morning with suspicions and burdensome speculations. Nature was glowing with the bright light of life. Lush treetops were rhythmically swaying in the wind, whispering to each other. The breeze gently stroked the high emerald grass. Birds were cooing cocking in the shade, escaping the midday heat. The woods and fields stretching beneath the horizon were dissolving in warm sunlight. Sind wir jetzt in einem Poesiebuch oder was ist los? I don't know which month is it, but what? I don't know which month is it now, but it looks like midsummer. Da hätte ein Komma gut getan. I distinctly remember the summer vacations of my childhood in Yauf. Times of the fun, leisure and carefree joy. Childhood games, how many there were. I wouldn't say no to playing war games or hide and seek now. Or swinging on a bungee. Okay. Or maybe building a sandcastle and inhabiting it with toy soldiers, ready to defend the master to the last drop of the plastic blood. That's fucking brutal, dude. I went to the square and sat on a bench waiting for lunch. It looked like there wasn't much time left before it. From time to time pioneers passed by me, sometimes alone, sometimes in pairs or groups of 3. But always someone I didn't know. Alyssa, Uliana, Lena or Slavia were nowhere to be seen. Ach man, sind wir schon wieder in einem fucking Paralleluniversum gelandet? Thoughts about the meaningless of existence were circling in my brain, but this didn't worry me on such a beautiful day. Just think about it. Who could think of grieving for his life lived in vain or lost early while basking in the rays of such friendly sun? Certainly not me. I looked up on Genda. He was meditating, as always. Now he definitely never gets any unnecessary doubts. I remembered my first hours in this camp and the day before, the anguish, the anxiety and fear. That all seems so far away now, although so little time has passed. Well, I get out of here or not. It didn't concern me as much as before. Maybe I'm already dead. Then this is the last stop. Please get off the train. Jesus fucking Christ. What do you think, bud? I looked up and saw the pioneer I'd seen before. I couldn't see his face again, and the sun was shining in my eyes. You know, life. It seemed he would sit now next to me, but the pioneer stayed in the same place. Ugh. Only half turned, which completely killed any hope of seeing his face. Listen, have we met earlier? I don't think I remember you. Well, let's say that you know who I am. But I don't. I laughed sincerely. Here, you don't. He answered short. I see. Honestly, it's not like I didn't want to talk. I just didn't know what to talk about. And my soul was so calm, this didn't bother me. Your first time here? He asked a question, but his tone implied he was only expecting a confirmation. Yes, and you? Me? He paused for a few seconds. Nah, it's not my first time here. One might say that I've visited this camp every year since my early childhood. Such an answer got me interested. Well, and what was it like before? It's always the same. Olga being the camp leader, all the same pioneers around, all the same lineups in the morning, and all these wicked accidents. Wicked accidents, boy? Tell me more. For a moment I thought that it was me speaking, not him. Interesting. It's just that with every new... He hesitated. Year. More and more interesting things happen, and one gets to understand better what's going on. What are you talking about? This conversation positively triggered my curiosity. Oh, ich bin getriggered! It's a pity that I can't distinguish the face of this pioneer at all. Well, every session in the pioneer camp reminds of the previous one. Okay, he said calmly. Probably. This is my first. It shows. The pioneer grinned. But it looks like it won't be the last. Well, it's funny and all, but... You know, they say there's no place like home, but you still have to get back there. Now I was absolutely sure that this guy was hiding something from me. To be precise, he stood out too much from the camp usual ordinaries and was too different from the local inhabitants. What do you mean? You think I'm stuck here forever or something? I said, enunciating every word. I said a cockblock tone. The pioneer had no time to answer as the lunch bell sounded. I turned my head towards the loudspeaker, and by the time I looked back, the guy was already gone. Thousands of theories and speculations instantly appeared in my mind, but I stopped myself, remembering all the apparent normality of this camp. After all, nothing supernatural has happened in these 5 days. Moreover, everything here seemed too natural, sometimes even boring. Maybe this pioneer didn't mean anything by that and I just misunderstood him. Thinking that, I went to the canteen, intending to feast. Sometimes it seems to me that lunch here is akin to the crowds around the soup kitchens during a famine. Pioneers running around, pushing each other, trying to crawl through for the first meal and take the most comfortable table. I was calmly standing and patiently waiting for the cook to get me my assigned food rations. For lunch today we had okroshka, which I didn't really like, and cutlets with potatoes. Okroshka is a traditional Russian cold soup. Bäh. Kalte Suppe. Das ist ja widerlich. I sat in a corner, mentally rejoiced that I will be able to eat in peace. My table was the farthest from the kitchen. I could reasonably hope that the pioneers who were looking for a free place wouldn't reach it. Or would reach it last. However, when I moved onto the main course, Slavia, Shuriken and Electronic appeared from the crowd. Sieh an, die blonde Elite. Can we? I had nothing against the company. Of course. Lunch was going surprisingly calmly, even Electronic wasn't jabbering as he usually does. I was finally finished the meal, crawling in my chair, and satisfied clicked my tongue. Tongue. Listen, do you know this pioneer? I saw him today. You know, he's so... I suddenly realized that I don't really know how to describe him. Well, about my height, same constitution. Hard to say from such a description. Slavia smiled. Well, we have half of camp of such guys, if it comes to that. In all, they were right. All in all, they were right. Why are you asking? It's just that I met him today. Hello, darkness, my old friend. It's just that I met him today, and it seemed like I haven't seen him here before. Look, in the canteen. I don't think he'll miss lunch. Why didn't I think of that? That's it. Okay, guys, enjoy your meal. I got up and started to slowly walk along the rows of tables. Lena and Senya are sitting over there. I gave them a friendly smile. Elisa and Uljana laughing and arguing about something. Olga surrounded by pioneers. Good thing she didn't notice me. There are hardly any free seats, but the guy from the morning is nowhere to be seen. The situation is getting more and more interesting. Looks like I won't find him here. Maybe he already had lunch? I headed to the exit. It was so hot. It was so hot outside that it seemed like it would instantly melt after coming out of the shade. I suddenly felt like sleeping. I yawned and headed to the camp leader's cabin in order to follow the domestic interpretation of the Archimedes principle. Okay then. In the end, Olga is unlikely to return anytime soon, at least I think so, and I will definitely have a couple of hours to rest. Anyways, I really don't expect any other options to arise, especially in this heat. The heavenly coolness in the cabin became a salvation. Wie kann es denn da drin kalt sein, Alter? Das ist ein vom Dach umringtes Spitzgebäude. Ich sehe hier keine Klimaanlage und auch wenn ich hier drin gucke, keine Klimaanlage. Wie kann es da drin cool sein? Oder kühl? Da check ich nicht. I took my clothes off and jumped into the bed. Crickets were lazily chirping outside, the wind was shaking the curtains on the window, and I sank into a dream. Knocking on the door woke me up. The knocks were soft but insistent. Ich hoffe, es ist nicht Lena. I reluctantly got up and went to open it. Strangely, there was nobody on the doorstep. I rubbed my eyes and stepped out to look around. All the same, no one around. A dream, maybe? It was already 4 o'clock. I felt jaded. I probably shouldn't have slept in the afternoon. After all, I knew what was going to happen. I put on my boots, left the cabin and locked the door. But where shall I go? All in all, there's not much time till Schweiger dinner. A sudden thought came to me that it would be nice to refresh myself, so I went towards the beach. The sun has passed the midday mark a while ago. It gets dark early here in the south. Warum? Müsste da die Tageszeit eigentlich nicht immer so gleich sein? Russland geht doch nicht bis unter die südliche Hemisphäre. Hm, keine Ahnung. I squinted and looked up at the flaming disc. Who was it just now? I flinched. Warum hat er so einen creepy Look, dude? Ich weiß auch nicht. The same mysterious guy was standing in front of me. And once again his face was hard to see due to the bright light. For a moment the sun blinded me so I could not see anything besides the faint contours of objects. Are you stalking me? No, I was just passing by, he answered calmly. Then you should know better. So you haven't seen anyone? Correct. I rubbed my eyes, but it did not help. Why didn't I see you at lunch? I asked bluntly. I wasn't hungry. He laughed. I blinked a few times and my vision came back, but the pioneer had miraculously disappeared once again. What the hell is going on here? I was absolutely sure that there was something strange about that guy. He must be directly related to everything happening around here. I will have to find out. But for starters, it's good to confirm that I'm not mistaken and that he is not just a local pioneer. It was quite crowded at the beach. It looked like everyone from the camp was here. Well, no wonder, it's so hot outside. Olga was standing just a bit further apart from everyone, keeping an eye on her army of pioneers. As soon as I thought that coming here might not have been the best idea, she noticed me. Oh. Wie funktionieren solche Bikinis? Da muss man doch nur zweimal hüpfen und dann fliegen die Brüste durcheinander, oder? Also mal really, Leute. Also wäre ich ein Mädchen, ne? Ich würde mir so einen richtig anime-klischeehaften Bikini kaufen. So einen mit Rüschen und so. Ja, keine Ahnung, so rockähnliche. So ein rockähnliches Unterteil. Finde ich aber voll cute. Und dann halt vielleicht auch ein Oberteil mit verschiedenen, wie soll ich sagen, Laken? Keine Ahnung. Aber ja. Hey Semyon, you weren't at the lineup and in general you are just launching around all day. I did not know how to answer. And just how are you planning on becoming a proper pioneer? She continued more softly. Olga, in the camp, is there a pioneer who looks a lot like me? She looked surprised. Maybe, I don't know. Why do you ask? I'm just curious. Well, we have a lot of boys here. Alright, never mind. Du kannst mir doch nichts mehr sagen, die ist einfach nur hungrig, Alter. Die will jeden Pionier einmal durchschwänzeln. Sonst würde die sich doch nicht so eine Mühe mit dem Outfit geben. Das kann mir doch keiner erzählen, oder? Also, Warum ist sie dann nicht noch über uns, warum ist sie dann bisher nicht über uns hergefallen? Buh, Olga, ganz schlechte Leistung. Alright, never mind. Someone's yell came from the riverside and Olga rushed in its direction. Well, it looks like I will be spared a lecture. I lowered myself onto the sand and stared at the pioneers playing in the water. After a few minutes of sitting here, Uljana approached me. Soviet lolly. Why so sad? I'm not sad. Well, why are you here sitting all alone? Just thinking. About what? I decided to spare her my story about a mysterious pioneer. Well, imagine that you are chatting with a weird person, and you have to figure out what exactly is so weird about them. Es ist so vorhersehbar, was Uliana als nächstes sagt. Simple, I will just ask them. Aber ich dachte, sie macht einen Witz gegenüber uns und sagt, du bist weird. She laughed. Too simple. But he won't answer. How do you know? Have you tried asking? No, but it's obvious. Oliana did not answer, just sat down next to me and let out a tired sigh. I'm all swimmed out. And what if they know something but won't tell you? Make them. But how? For a bit longer we sat together talking about random things, and then I got up, said goodbye and went away. Armes Lolly. It's time to find the mysterious stranger and get all the answers. The first place to visit was the bus stop. After all, this is where it all began. The road was empty, as always. Only small dust tornadoes were occasionally visible on it. I was ready to turn around and go back to the camp, but then I heard someone whisper.